Hi, this is Robert Flenick, the owner of Brutal Iron Gym. We're here for another video in the Ask Rob video series. What we're going to be discussing today is how to set up chains for deload squat. And what that means is basically we're going to use chains in this setup right here, to where whenever a person squats, all the chains, this heavy chain down here, will be off the ground, which will add weight to the squat. As they lower down the squat, which I'll show you at the end of the video, all that chain, the heavy chain, will be on the floor. So it makes the bottom of the squat lighter than the top of the squat. This teaches a person basically to squat faster. So it's a term called accommodating resistance, to where at the top of the squat is where you're normally the strongest, and the bottom is where you're normally the weakest. So we're going to kind of match that strength curve, so the weight will feel the hardest at the top and it'll feel the easiest at the bottom. But then also when you're in the bottom position of the squat and you have to squat up to the top, you'll have to actually move faster to overcome the added weight from the chain. So this is the setup that we'll have, and then I'll show you how to now get to that setup. So over here is where chains are normally stored at. So we have a collar over here, and this is how they're normally set up. And this little small chain right here is called a lead chain. We always have it on a very short lead chain. There's other exercises you can use with a short lead chain. And then we're using what's called a Pro-Lock collar. So I think it's Pro-Lock collar. You can Google that. YouTube, look it up on Google. You'll be able to find his website. But he has a setup here where it's a real easy setup for lead chains and heavy chains. So we've got this collar right here, and it works really well. So we're going to go ahead and bring this over to the squat rack now. So we carry it on over. And I usually just set the chain on the floor. So we set it drawn out so that way it's easy to get access to. Our lead chains are over here. So we have a long lead chain right here for squat. So we'll take this off. And it's held together through this carabiner. I think that's called a carabiner clip. Something like that. So we take that off. Just set it down to the side. And now what we're going to be doing is we're going to be releasing this small lead chain and replacing it with the bigger one. So we just want to kind of pop a few of these things loose. Then we slide this one out of the chain and basically unhook the short one. So now I have all my hooks set up. So now I want to go ahead and hook up one side of the long lead chain. I take the other end through the big chain right here, through both ends, and it comes out the other side. I want to hook the carabiner back to it, and then I hook this back to our collar. And now when I stand up, everything's set up nice and long. So we slide it onto the bar. We tend to put them on the outside of the bar. What this does, it saves the chains from smacking up against the rack. So it just saves my racks for a little bit. So it does add a little bit to the wobbliness of the bar, but it just makes it lift more difficult, which makes you stronger in the long run. So this is the setup we want to have for squats. So now when I come in and squat, so I'll unrack the weight, and you'll see when I unrack the weight, at the top, all the chains will be off the ground. As I do the rest, the chains will be down on the ground, which is called deloading. There you go. So that's the setup we want to use when we want to do chain deload on the squat. Thanks.